sponsored by Councilmember Rivera, would call on the New York State Legislature to pass legislation making doula care more accessible to individuals with Medicaid and those without health insurance. Resolution 92, sponsored by Public Advocate Williams, would call on Congress to pass and the President to sign the Black Maternal Health Momnibus Act of 2021 to make critical investments in and advance policies that would help end preventable maternal mortality and close the racial and ethnic disparities in maternal health care. Our public advocate is here, but I'm going to read off his second resolution. 244, also sponsored by Public Advocate Williams, would call on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to expand funding for the Healthy Start Brooklyn Doula Program, known as By My Side, in order to provide free doula services to low-income birthing parents in Brooklyn who disproportionately face the risks of infant mortality, low birth weight, preterm birth, and other challenges. And as I hope you are all noting today, this legislation is extremely personal to all of us standing before you. It is extremely personal to our public advocate as well. And with that, I would like to invite Public Advocate Williams to speak about his legislation.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for calling me up and for your leadership on this issue. That is, as you mentioned, personal to a lot of us. I want to just shout out the Chair, Shulman, for her leadership as well. All the members of the Women's Caucus who helped shepherd this as well. As mentioned, this has been personal to me, but first, we put this legislation in just maybe about 2 years ago. We started working on the legislation 2.5 years ago, even before it became personal to me. And that was important because it showed the importance of having diversity in your office. It was Black women who brought this to my attention and showed how important it was. 8 to 12 times more likely, Black women are likely to die during childbirth than their white counterparts. It surpasses the national averages, which is about 3 to 5 times. And we wanted to make sure that Black and brown women and birthing people are protected when they go to give birth. Lo and behold, a year later, it would take effect and affect my family. Thankfully, my newborn, who was born a couple months early, is doing well, and my wife is cancer-free. So we thank God, and God has been working it out. But we also know we had privileges and things that other folks don't have. What was striking was my wife explaining when she had her child 20 years ago with no job, unmarried, no health care, and no career, was very similar to what she originally received when she had a career, had health insurance, and was married. And we know that plays along. Socioeconomic status means nothing. Race is the primary driver. And what I saw personally, between the time when we had doctors that were not listening, I didn't even understand what was lacking until we found a doctor that did. And that's just something that we have to make sure we account for. So I'm proud to be the person who is carrying this piece of legislation, but I'm thankful to all of the folks who were here, all of the advocates, and the people with lived experience who made sure that no one forgets about their loved one, and we do all that we can to prevent. So, as someone said before from Brooklyn Prenatal Care, who's been working on this for 35 years, the amount of people who've died in 35 years. And this is the first time there is legislation to try to address it. It's not lost to me that we started working on this in the last term, and it is getting voted on in a council that for the first time is majority woman and is led by a Black woman. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Public Advocate. Councilmember Farias, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to come up and speak on your legislation.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I will be brief. Really, I am, as co-chair of the Women's Caucus, I am beyond proud of every single one of my colleagues here that have thought deliberately, intentionally, deeply, work with advocacy, work with their communities on the very long history of issues that are facing women, women of color, and particularly Black women. Our country has a maternal health crisis. It is unacceptable that we have some of the highest rates of maternal death in the world and even higher rates amongst women of color, especially Black women. As the Women's Caucus, it is Co-Chair Lewis and I's top priority to protect the lives of women and all the people with a capacity for pregnancy which is why we will continue to fight for increased education and access in all aspects of healthcare, including doulas, midwives, as mentioned in today's bills by Council Members Hudson and Gutierrez. What I really want to end with is these are all life-saving bills, from midwifery and doula care to reporting that our agencies have not been doing for years, so we can actually provide the resources and the safety nets in our communities to save women's lives. That's what I'm most proud of today, and I want to congratulate everyone here for their work, and thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much, Co-Chair Farias. The Women's Caucus for this session is an unprecedented caucus. I am so grateful for your leadership as co-chair and Councilmember Lewis's leadership as co-chair. The both of you have truly not just brought, but you have pushed the Women's Caucus into the forefront, and you have put our issues on the front burner where they have never been before, and I salute you both. Thank you so much for your leadership. Okay, and with that, we will take on topic questions first. Thank you very much for the question. Where we are right now is we are going to pass a resolution or introduce a resolution today, I should say, regarding the DOE and regarding the cuts to the school budgets, and the City Council will emphatically request and require that the budgets are restored and that our schools are made whole. We are. Are you hopeful? I've been hopeful in the past, for the past few weeks. To be perfectly honest with you, I still remain hopeful.
Do you think that there will be some compromise made for the school year, or do you anticipate, returning to court to argue that appeal?
I am hopeful that a compromise will be made sooner than later. Thank you.
Just to follow up on that, are you able to comment at all on, specifically with the demands for resolution, where the mayor or his, administration stand in terms of any of what's being requested there by council?
Well, the resolution is forthcoming today. I don't really have any input as far as where the mayor or the administration stand. Okay. Our initiatives will codify timeframes for the doulas in general. So that's the difference. We actually do codify timeframes where the mayor's initiatives, right, have actually ended. They will be
Extended. Our bills extend.
Exactly.
Sorry.
I should have let you come up and speak.
No.
Did we answer that, or would you like for the council member to expand on that?
Sure. Sorry. Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, although it's a huge bill of support to have the mayor's office and report be able to not just pull in the different practices. This was also pretty historic on his front, being able to pull the different kinds of midwives and the different public hospitals. So what these bills will do is primarily, I can speak to my bill specifically, is that in the 33 neighborhoods that have been deemed priority neighborhoods by the administration, which took into account race breakdown, economic breakdown, housing and food insecurities, that's where the pilot will begin. But to really uplift the speaker and her leadership, is initially the pilot was supposed to end in 2022 and until 2023, excuse me, and now will be extended into the spring of 2024. So that means longer term care for more people expecting and having babies, and the idea is also to also emphasize postnatal care as well through the help of a doula and a midwife. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, colleagues.